So, who else was surprised by the quality of the play of Barça? I certainly was. I wasn't expecting at all us to play the way we did and certainly to get a win against Inter, a team that needed to get those 3 points. So, I gotta say that by the end of this game, I feel happy from the performance that I saw from Barcelona, but I'm in a personal level a little bit sad because out of Dortmund and Inter, I would have picked Inter to progress to the knockout stages. Tell me down below what you think about that. Tell me, and we can get started. Is it working? Do you hear me? Does it sound good? I'm just waiting for you to tell me in the chat right now so I can proceed. In the meantime, I'm gonna be opening if it's possible. Where is this? I'm gonna be opening. I wanna see the kind of like statistics of the game. So, whoa, this slide changes everything. Where is this match center? There should be a dark mode for every single page in the internet. There should be. What's happening? Is it okay? Why do I hear people going oof? Okay. Yeah, it's good. FATI is the goat. Yes, FATI is the goat. Oh my goodness. Ansu Fati came here and destroyed Inter. Like, in literally, what was it? 3 minutes, 5 minutes? He just ended and crushed every single Inter's dream. I'm just honestly very, very surprised that's happened. I wasn't, like I say, I was expecting a Barcelona team to play okay. It's very similar to every single game we have in the past where we've already qualified. But overall, today we just looked the better side. I was so surprised that Inter didn't take the chance. And there were 2 games that I was watching forward to. I was watching Salzburg, I was watching Inter to see how those teams would react to the necessity of them getting the win. And none of those could be able to manage Salzburg against Liverpool and the very same way Inter against Barcelona. This Barcelona side played very good. Wagué was incredible. Jean-Claire Todibo looked so good, and I do not understand if after this performance we still decide to sell him and move him on from the club, because he was the best defender out of the 2 experienced ones that we had in Umtiti and Lenglet. How can the kid be taking you over, you know? So overall, like I'm just very grateful that we had a game that just filled every single requirement for a Barca fan. You know, seeing young players, seeing good football, and seeing good goals. Because both the goals from Carles Perez was an amazing finish, and then the one from Ansu Fati. Overall, very good game. I gotta rank them with one of the favorites I've seen thus far this year in terms of Barcelona, because it had a little bit of everything. KC Star says, I'm gutted for Inter. It's easy to break hearts in football after all. I gotta agree with you as well. I have a friend back home from Peru, a really good friend, and he supports Inter. And I was just like watching silently, like the group chat in WhatsApp, and everyone was saying like, oh, Inter. And at the end of the day, they didn't manage, and I just put like rip, that is so sad at the end. That's the only comment I put in the group chat, because that's all I need to say in honesty. Before I press on to your comments, guys, did you see that Ajax got knocked out by Valencia? My friend just reminded me right now for a message. And that's true. Ajax are knocked out with 10 points. Valencia beat Ajax. They go with 11, top of the group, meaning that Barcelona could meet up with Chelsea in the knockout stages in the round of 16. And if that happens, guys, if we meet an English team, who knows? Maybe I'll be trying to splash a little bit of money to make myself a one-day travel to London or to Manchester, I guess. Yeah. No, Manchester? No, we cannot get City because City are going to finish first. So London. A day trip to London, you know, go there in the morning and then come back after the game. That will be a good instance for me, I would believe. That is really, really disappointing, to be honest. Ajax getting knocked out was impressive. I remember back to the quarterfinals of last year where I was in the stadium watching Barca beat Man United. And Barcelona, we're talking about the club Barcelona, not just the fans. Barcelona put up on the screens in the stadium, they put Ajax like beating Juventus. They went like Ajax 2-1 against Juventus, Matthijs de Ligt. And it was crazy. It's like there's something between our two clubs. And I don't know if Ajax do that at their stadium, at the Johan Cruyff Arena, but at the Camp Nou, I certainly know that we were shouting the goal from the late. And it's a little bit disappointing that they didn't manage to progress. Didn't manage. So now moving to some of your comment, guys. I'm going to start with Ernest Singyagwe. You say, guys, the only reason we won was because we were pressed. What? Means Messi and Suarez have to learn to press. They pressed at their time. Now they have the excuse. Well, I'm not putting the excuse. They have the excuse of saying, oh, we're old, we cannot press, stuff like that. That is what I hate. I do understand. For instance, in a system, if you're going to have Messi not pressing, I believe you should have all the other 9 players on the field pressing. That should be how you set up the team. Noah Vélez says, Todibo, Wague, De Jong, Fati, incredible. Agree. I would like to add to the list Neto. Can we give some love for Neto in the comments, please? In the chat, guys, some hearts for our new goalkeeper, Neto. He played very good today, made some crucial saves, and overall very intelligent passing, and I cannot really have an overall kind of like... He had an overall very good performance. That's what I'm trying to say. Henry Idagbon, you are... I remember your name. You've been here for a while, haven't you? Todibo was the man of the match. It's honestly embarrassing that he doesn't play. We've had several games this season where he should have gotten minutes. Totally agree. Todibo looks very good. And plus, I love him on a personal level because I probably said this like 3 times already on the channel, but I'm going to say it one time again. Todibo is born literally 1 day earlier than me. Todibo was born on the 30th of December of 1999, and I was born on the 31st of December of 1999. So there's some Capricorn connection going in between me and Todibo. Iqbal Ahmed saying, didn't dream this great Barça performance. Hats off to Aleñá, Todibo, and Ansu Fati. Mind-blowing performance from these youngsters. Guys, remember the name Ansu Fati. Yeah, certainly. Ansu Fati was incredible, and I'm going to be adding to that list a player you mentioned that I didn't say already before, and that was Carles Aleñá. I was really impressed by the way Aleñá just looks like a... I'm not going to say... He looked like he's already been playing with Barça for 5 years, and overall just 5 years to his age. So I would say he looks like a 26-year-old because he was grabbing the ball and going past the players. We're talking about experienced midfielders in like Matías Vecino, in Brozovic. They have gone to World Cups, to Copa Americas, to Euros, Champions League further down the road, and we got Aleñá twisting around them, you know, grabbing the ball, dribbling past the other, and using his body in the right way to mark the opposition. He looked like a complete veteran, and I was very, very surprised of his performance. And once again, very similarly to Todibo, there's no excuse to why he should be having this less minutes, this just simply small number of minutes in this season. Carles Ochoa, Messi still presses, he's just smarter. Yep, I can agree with that statement. Sahil Nuri says, those guys was really impress us, and I really appreciate their job well done. The fault, man, it was kind of Inter fault because they were offside like 20 times. That was very funny, to be honest. Inter literally put the goal in the back of the net, what was it, like 5 times, but 4 of those were ruled out. It must be very painful to be an Inter fan and watch that, you know, seeing so many opportunities where you could have scored the goal. And there was one where Lukaku had, like, literally he stole the ball from, I think it was Umtiti or Lenglet in within our own area, and he didn't manage to put that past Neto. That was just like, okay, this is not Inter's day. And when I was finishing this game, well, setting up the live stream and stuff like that, I was thinking, this is one of those games where normally in the Champions League, you know, like 3 years ago where there was no VAR, Inter would have won and would have progressed. And the very same way with other games like, I don't know, like Man City versus Spurs in the knockout stages last year. Those type of games, like City would have completely won by like 3-0 or something like that. Because the decisions that are normally kind of left in the air, and there was more margin for error back then, and now everything is so strict that we kind of go to the kind of like millimeters, and that's what we saw from from Inter today. Like, so many of their occasions were taken out due to VAR. So I guess that this is a new type of game that we're seeing since the introduction of VAR. Adita Ramchandran, and that's a mouthful. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but you say, I was hoping to see Ricky Puig today. Small disappointment. I agree with that. I was very surprised that Ricky Puig didn't make even the matchday squad. It's a little bit, in my eyes, kind of like I think it's very interesting in the way that Valverde managed him. Because normally when you have a player like this, you're going to go like, oh, I'm going to give you the ball. You know, I'm going to give you kind of like this game to show off your skills. But Valverde here really schooled him and really kind of like takes him all the way to Italy just to not play. And that's sort of kind of like, and I guess the is one of the consequences of growing up, or one of the things you will encounter. So I really do like that Ricky Puig kind of like learned that, but it's, yes, inside me, it's a small disappointment that we didn't got to see him play. Guys, if you haven't done so already, I would really much appreciate that if you like this live stream. I know it's a live stream, but the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm still likes that. So if you're enjoying so far, give it a like, share it with your friends, and tell them to join. Here we got Henry again says Rakitic was excellent. He should have stayed on. I thought Vidal was actually poor and should have been taken instead. To what you're saying, I agree. Rakitic played really good, and he has been playing really good overall through the last few games we've had with him as a starter. But I think that Valverde took him out just because of that reason, because he's going to be a starter when we play Real Sociedad. And actually, let me just remember quickly. Is that game with Real Sociedad going to be at Anoeta, or is it going to be a Camp Nou? If it's if it's an Anoeta, so it's away. It makes much more sense to have Rakitic in one of those games. And of course, then we have a Clásico. Vidal is one of those sort of players that Ernesto Valverde just thinks is a number 9 for whatever reason. So he most of the time played in this game as a false 9. So that's probably why he stayed on. A lot of you are putting the fire. A lot of you are talking about Lautaro Martinez. But he's a player that I'm going to mention very quickly. But I just wanted to devote kind of like a specific moment from this live stream to him. So let me go over some few more things of this team. Leonard Ocheverry says, De Jong, Aleñá, Arthur, best midfield combination we have at Barça. Don't add me. I will not add you, but I will respond to you on stream, which is worse. And I would say that secretly, that was the lineup I had in my notes. The lineup that I had in kind of like my video notes for the preview was De Jong, Arthur, and Aleñá. However, after I saw Arthur not making the squad, I was just like, okay, Valverde is thinking something else. Valverde is going to go with Vidal and Rakitic. And that's what we saw. Because at the end of the day, guys, guess what? I guessed how much? I would say I guess 90% of the information. So I'm going to be happy with that. Ernex in Yahweh again says, and guys, from a tactical point of view, Ernesto got the team set up. Team, not so sure, right? Thumbs up. Yeah, I think from Ernesto Valverde's point of view, I really like that he was competitive. That's the main point that I wanted to kind of push in my preview. That Barça, even though we didn't have a game that mean anything, like we could have lost this game and we could have cared less. But even though that happened, we still managed to kind of put a good performance. And that's the most important thing that I want to see. Play the games, even though you know there's nothing to lose. Just go out there and play, because that's exactly what happened against Roma, against Liverpool. We went to play those games saying like, okay, nothing's going to happen. We're already in the semi-final. We're already in the final. And guess what? No, you need to play those games. And this is kind of like an exercise for that, a trial for those type of games. Every single football game has to be played until the last freaking minute. Yeah? In the case with Inter, I think I don't want to say they gave up, but there was a moment that they just didn't, in my opinion, like went forward as much. The referee didn't help at all, because every single foul was given to Barça and none was given to Inter. And plus, we gotta talk about Valentino Lázaro, which those guys, that guy has like feet made of butter. Honestly, Lázaro, he looks pretty cool on FIFA, but on real lives, he looks trash. He looks trash. Every single time I have to see Lazaro, he looked pretty bad. Very, very bad. Nathaniel Arthur, we shouldn't sell Tolivo. We shouldn't sell Tolivo. I agree. We shouldn't sell Tolivo at any cost. He should be staying with us because right now we need what? We need young center backs. Why don't you keep the only young center back that you have, right? An aim in a script, in an Asian Occidental script that I cannot read, says, how should we change our midfield in winter in terms of transfers? I'm thinking that honestly we shouldn't sign anyone and we shouldn't let go of anyone. I think that Vidal is pretty unique in the way that he is as a player, you know, more energetic, more pace, running forwards, tracking back. He can do a little bit of everything. So I would keep him in. Rakitic, the very same thing. He has been playing really good and has been giving a lot of balance to our Barça midfield that we didn't have before. And he's kind of doing the work defensively that we didn't have before. So having him with the young and Busquets, that will be my three-man midfield. I really hate it for Arthur because he's a wonderful player. But until whatever is happening with him and Valverde behind the scenes gets fixed, I don't see him continuing as a starter. After that, Aleñá is still there. After that, Ricky Puig is still there, and Vidal as well. That'll be, like I said, so that will be it. Oh, Ahmed says, what do you think about Griezmann's performance? I'm going to talk about Griezmann's performance, and then I'm going to be answer one question from Brandon Cáceres. So let's go first with Ahmed, and then I'm going to answer your question, Brandon. Ahmed says, what do you think about Griezmann? I think Griezmann overall was good. It was nice to see him playing in the kind of like middle lane and just being able to kind of join the attack whenever he wanted to. And that is something that he did really good. Almost all the time when you hear like the commentators, the ball passed for Griezmann. I'm going to pull out the stats. You know what? I'm going to pull out the stats. I'm that kind of person. Barça, Inter, match center. Yeah, where's Griezmann? Where do you see the touches in this thing? Heat map? No. Chalkboard. There we go. Passes, touches, and then I know you cannot see this. I kind of make it so you can see this. I guess so. Oh my god! I fucked it up. I fucked it up so bad. Are you ready? Oh my god. There we go. Okay, but I just wanted to show you the passes here. The touches of Griezmann. So Griezmann did 56 touches, actually less than all that I thought, from almost 900. Literally almost 900 from Barcelona's game. The player that was most involved was Aleñá. So all of you that are saying that Aleñá was on fire, he was really on fire. Wague was pretty much as well involved with 93 passes. Rakitic was a lot with 99. But Griezmann had 56. And to have a player 56 over, I don't think that's that bad. It means that we play most of the time through the right-hand side with Wague trying to push it forward. And then it mostly kind of always fall back to Griezmann in this kind of area. So overall, Griezmann, I think he was good. It's kind of like a sort of performance that doesn't really mean too much for the grand scheme of things. I think that for the moment being, it was nice to see him as a striker, but we all know that when he goes to the next match against Real Sociedad, he will be most likely a left winger. So now moving on to Brandon. Let me answer your question. I ordered a jersey from Golazo Jersey and ordered the wrong size. Tried to message them. Haven't heard nothing. It's been 2 weeks. Can you get me? What? Can you get me, please? I'm guess help or whatever. In terms of Golazo Jersey, I also talked to them 2 weeks back because when I talked to like the owner itself, we talk in like a personal manner. He seems like a really nice guy, to be honest. I have nothing to say wrong about him, and he's always kind of very helpful with the way of those products works, because sometimes I get messages from other fans saying it doesn't work really, and I send them their order and they kind of like give me the information to me, and then I can talk to the customers. Well, I don't normally do this, but I try to get a message with them, and I will message them again for your issue. So if you, Brandon Casares, if you got Instagram, can you send me a message So I know who you are and I know how to contact you back. I will message them. But right now, it seems like there's a problem with their site or something. Because if you go onto their site, and let me go quickly to that, it says like it's down. So they're probably kind of trying to get that solved, you know? So that's probably why they're not getting back to me. But I will contact them about that. Don't worry. And like I said, go into Instagram, follow me there. Not follow. You don't need to follow me, but message me there, and I can kind of like, I can know who you are, so I can kind of like redirect the message to you. That'll be all, I think. Arthur has STD. What? Groin injury. Oh my god, guys, what the hell? No, yeah, I hear the groin injuries, but apart from behind the scenes, there's so many times where he has been dropped for no reason. It might be the stamina, and that's still a thing that needs to be resolved. The groin issue, or for whatever you guys are saying. I don't think he has an STD, okay? But but yeah, cause of Neymar. That's the worst part, Prafula. Cause of Neymar, like. Oh, that's the best thing I've heard ever. That's literally the best thing I've heard ever. Uh, Milonga, Mushaisen, Ansu Fati is man. I agree. Hello, how are you as well? Raheem Sterling. Is it the Sterling? Is it the Raheem? Valverde should stay. It's too late for him to leave now. He has to finish the season. I still agree with that. I said it that kind of like at the start. I guess that after every single match, we are fans, you know, we're gonna have that kind of like mentality. Okay, this guy needs to leave. This guy needs to leave. This guy needs to go. But in reality, if we think about what's open there in the market, there's not too much. So sticking with Valverde would probably be the best option. Finish the 3-season contract that he has, and then we kind of look for someone else, you know? Ahmed saying, I want to buy from BugaLuis jersey, but I don't know how to put the Champions League patch on Barca's shirt. How do I do that? Please answer. What? You want to buy from them, but how do you put the patch on? Like, you mean on the website, how do you select that you want that? I guess what I know from shirts, and this is not from BugaLuis jersey because I do a lot of like buying as well for other things out there, is that most of the time when it comes to patches, for instance, Adidas, they do it. I know that they do them kind of like some certain shirts, some versions of them have that Champions League patch on. I'll guess that you can ask their customer service. I don't really know. Probably the shirt, probably they don't have. I'm not too sure. But once again, from what I seen of the page, it looks like the page is down, so they have to get that fixing first before they can take any orders. Profala Kumar Jain saying again, Arthur has STD. He's taking medical, which are not allowed. Cause of Neymar. Yeah. And then Luigi saying Ford, which is kind of like, okay, I'm gonna show your message, okay? I'm gonna show it because it's funny. He's saying, is having sex unprotected? So, those messages that are normally kind of like inappropriate, they show up here on my chat screen, and I have to like select them if I really want to show them. So I'm gonna show your message because I think it's funny. Always have sex protected, okay, boys? Okay, boys? Always, 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 always. Even though you might feel better without, you have to use it. You have to. Leonard says, Barca is improving game by game. It's great to see we are starting to hit some form. I agree. What do you... Oh my god, my camera. This always happens. My camera turns off. Oh, and this stupid... Nope. There. I need to fix that, especially for longer live streams. Inside Entertainment. What do you think about Suarez? He got an assist. I think Suarez, he's been doing much better this season. He looks a much more kind of refreshed player. Last season he looked a little bit sluggish. This time around he looks a little bit more kind of like energetic, you know? And I do praise that a lot. Polyovan says, saw an article about Barca in talks with Pep. Any comments on about that? That may be something I would like to talk on a different video, but on the short notice I would say that of course I would take Pep with open arms, but I do not see him leaving Man City just yet. And some people are saying that he will because City are playing bad. But I actually think that's more of a... what do you call it? More of a reason for him to stay, you know, because he wants to continue to prove himself. So yeah. Profile saying lots of love from India, lots of love from Bournemouth in the UK. Meheli saying, "Low, did Barca officials say that 100 mil for Martinez is too much? The guy is absolutely amazing." Ramini saying, Sherwani, Buga, don't you think Carles Perez is kind of a player that should be used more frequently? He always delivers. Again, yeah, Carles Perez is kind of that player that is always kind of... he doesn't do like too amazing and he doesn't do like too bad. He's always like on a good 6-7 level. And sometimes having a player like that is good. Umtiti or Todibo, I would still go for Umtiti because, I don't know, I like the guy. You know, I like the guy. He's happy. If I mean he's happy, he's kind of like joyful. He's a good personality. Todibo, I have to see that more of him if he's gonna overtake Umtiti from a footballing level, which I guess is what you're asking. I would take Umtiti still thus far. I would take, you know what? No, from football level, I would take Todibo right now. I'll take Todibo. 25 minutes review of the game on TV. 10 minutes for Fati and 10 minutes for Lautaro. That's pretty cool. Which channel is that? Is that going on? Prediction from El Clásico. In my IMP, Valverde man marking Messi. What's IMP? But I know Valverde, the Federico Valverde. But yeah, I'm gonna be finished on this review. How much have we been talking about? Where do I see? Okay, it's been 26 minutes. I think we can round it up to 30, half an hour. That will be okay. So I'm gonna be answering some few questions. Leave them down below right quickly, very very quickly. And in the meantime, guys, if you're still following us in the live stream, if you're enjoying it so far, remember to drop it a like, leave us a subscribe for more content. And yeah, hopefully when I go back home for Christmas, I'll be able to shoot more stuff, you know, more regularly because I don't have university those days. So like, subscribe, do all of that, and leave me your questions because we're gonna be finishing this video in around 3 to 5 more minutes. Quickly, I want to talk about Lautaro Martinez because that's a player that I didn't mention already. Lautaro today was on fire, and I'm talking absolute fire. He gave Todibo, Umtiti, and Lenglet headaches. They're gonna be dreaming about this guy even though we won. Lautaro has to come to Barcelona at some point. It's just one of those players that at some point he has to come to Barca, like De Ligt. I think De Ligt is literally perfect to our system, and at some point he should come to Barca. Lautaro, if he can come like tomorrow, that would be perfect. You know, we can, if Barca wants, I can go there, set the medical for him myself, have a little mate and whatever, hablar en español, conectar un poquito, but because he's that good. Lautaro, shooting-wise, association-wise, dribbling-wise, mentality-wise. Mentality-wise is the most appropriate thing, I would say. His attitude is always of running, trying, heading, fighting. And that's what I want. I want to see a big cojones. I want to see big, huge balls for players to go out there and just try to fight the world like it's the end of their lives or whatever, you know? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Should we pay though 100 million? I would pay personally 100 million for Lautaro Martinez. That is I think a good price for him, especially if he continues the season like this. I think that currently, like today, he's worth around 70 million. But if he continues scoring at the rate that he's doing in Inter and in Serie A, I would certainly pay 100 million. I would. Do we really need a center forward? I think we do. We do need a center forward. Ramin saying Carles Perez is like Pedro Rodriguez. I think he shouldn't be sold. We could use him for some home La Liga games. I agree completely with that. And now I'm getting more sick. I was sick before doing the live stream. I was not gonna do a live stream because I was so sick, man. So sick. How can we become as knowledgeable in football as you? I don't think I'm that knowledgeable. I really don't. I think I'm just like, okay, I watch that. You know, the thing about getting to know football is, in reality, two things for me. The very first one is knowing footballers and how they act. That's for me the most important one. If you know like footballers, where they come from, what do they do, how do they play, you understand the teams that they play for, you understand the roles that they're playing for, and vice versa. You need to know about those teams. And to know about those teams, to know about those players, you have to see football games. I'm the kind of guy, I've always said this, guys, and if you're new, you will be like, what is he saying? And this is to finish off right away because we got like 1 more minute. I watch football of any team. I will watch the final of the African Cup of Nations or whatever. I don't know. I think it's Cup of Nations or the semifinal, the quarterfinals. I will watch those games as much in depth as I would watch a Copa America final or a Champions League final or a Serie A game or I don't know, Carabao Cup game. I watch football. I watch a lot of different games. That is the most important thing for me, is that I love the sport more than I actually love Barcelona. And don't get me wrong, I love Barcelona, but I like football entirely. I love that it's something that I can just look forward to every single week. Not too many people out there can. We are very lucky people because we like this sport. And we're able to watch kind of football every single week, almost once every 3 days. And that is crazy, guys. So if you agree with me, once again, I hate to do this, but I have to. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you for next one. It has been a very, very good time to spend with you guys. The questions that I haven't answered, keep them in your head, write them down, and join us for the next live stream. I'm still thinking whether I'm going to be doing live streams for the Spanish League or not. For the Champions League, I know I can't. It's safe. The UEFA are not like bullshitters. La Liga is. La Liga comes and strikes my videos. Even though you can see that there's no content, no copyright content. If my face is copyrighted, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But that's how it is. So thank you very much for joining us. Right now I need to take some pills. My throat is killing me. I study media production. I want to make like movies, TV series, or just basically to improve my content. That's what I do. And yeah, see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, guys. Ciao.